Anything you could think of, if you could actually think of it, it means you can do it, right? Does that make sense? So if it pops up in your brain, it means that you have the ability to do it. Why? Because the brain would never think of something that it could not do. So I had this young man come to me the other day. He was kind of discouraged a little bit. You know, I've been mentoring him. He comes by my office and we spend time together. You know, I could tell he was discouraged. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Man, my dreams are too big." E.T., you think my dreams are too big, E.T.? I said, "Why you say that?" And I could tell he was talking to a parent, right? Or he was talking to a mentor, right? Whoever he was talking to, you know, I understood what they were trying to say, but I said to him, absolutely not. There is no dream that's too big. There is nothing that you can think of in your head that you can't do. I said, but here's the problem though, right? They shouldn't have told you that, right? How many of you guys believe in this room that if you dream it, that if you think of it in your mind, that you actually have the ability to make whatever you see in your mind become a reality? Let me see your hands. Good. I love it. I don't care what it is. You want to play basketball? I don't care. You want to go to the moon? Like, I don't care what it is. Your dreams are never too big. Say that with me. My dreams are never too big because they're my dreams. And I can do it. Come on, I can do it. I can be it. I can have it. Come on, I can do it. I can be it. I can have it. No dream's too big for me. Come on, no dream too big for me. Again, no dream is too big for me. Come on, no dream is too big for you. All right, but here's what you got to do. So I told him, I said, do me a favor, keep dreaming. As a matter of fact, I'm asking you to write for a reason. So you wrote it in your phone, but when you get home, I want you to be a huge favor. I want you to go write it. Right? I want you to write it if you have a wall at home, like a whiteboard at home. If you don't, go buy one. You got a sheet of paper, right? Put the paper up on the wall. I want you to write it. Why? Because when you write it down and your eyes see it, you can do it. And listen to me. I believe this with all my heart. I literally flew from Detroit to Kansas today. I flew, guys. Watch this. 200 years ago, people said only birds could what? Come on, I'm just being real. 200 years ago, they said only birds could fly. No, a human wasn't meant to fly. Now, not only we're flying, we're watching TV. We're watching TV in first class. They're making meals, right? In some places, you can lay down. I went to Dubai a few months ago, and the seat that I sat in, it was like a living room, a big old 30-something-inch TV. They're bringing people steak and duck and all wine and all kind of sweets and snacks, everything. You can use your cell phone. Imagine that. They said we couldn't fly. Now we texting while we flying. So no dream is too big. Come on, no dream is too big. Come on, no dream is too big. I can do it. I can have it. Come on, I can do it. I can have it. I can be it. There's only one person that's going to stop you, and that's you. I need you to understand that. There's only one person that's going to stop you. All right. So what I said to the young man was, your dreams are not too big, but you got to make different decisions. Does that make sense? So I want to show y'all something real quick. Can I see the book? I want to show y'all something. I know you guys at some point, you're going to get the book, all right? At some point, you're going to get the book, all right? The UOU book, all right? At some point, you're going to get it, all right? CJ and I said 2 years ago, please write this down. This is not even a part of my message, but write this down. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Write that down. Never.
Yo, what's going on, family? Welcome to Coffee and Crypto. If you guys can go and blast this out to the Telegrams, Discord, to your friends and family, just let them know. Just send them that text where he just said, never let a good crisis go to waste. Hey, we're in a crisis right now with cryptocurrency, with stocks, with real estate. Never let a good crisis go to waste. If people don't get on these calls, they're letting a good crisis go to waste. And I'm telling you, I am not letting this one go to waste. So welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the #1 cryptocurrency morning show in the world. My name is Vincent Owens. If you guys know me, I want to say thank you so much. As we got more people that'll be tuning in, we're just going to listen to this for about a few more minutes. Personal development is probably the most important part of all of this, because if you are not personal developed, if you don't understand how important it is to not let a good crisis go to waste, what you're going to do is you're going to allow for what's happening in the news to get you out of the market, to fear you out of the market. So if you love this call, drop those coffee emojis. And if you absolutely support Coffee and Crypto, go drop this link, send the link that I sent to you to a loved one. You don't want them to miss out on this crisis. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto. Again, the #1 cryptocurrency morning show in the world. Today's episode is episode number 56, guys. We're at 56 episodes in as we trailblaze to 100 episodes. And I want to say thank you so much. I'll be right back, and we're going to dive into this bullish content. Let's get it.
Let a good crisis go to waste. And so when COVID struck, instead of cry and get upset, I made a decision, right? I made a what? Listen to me very closely. In order to make your dreams and goals become a reality, you have to make different decisions. See, the only reason your dreams aren't happening now is two reasons. It's too early, right? It's too early. What do I mean when I say it's too early? Okay, so if you're in high school, you can't play in the NBA.
What if I told you that we will build you a profitable, sustainable?
Right? It's too early. It's not time yet. And a lot of you struggle with that. A lot of young people, you struggle because you got these big dreams and these big goals, and you want them to happen right now. You want them to happen today. Right? Look, you got the rest of your life to live. So what would happen if all your dreams became a reality when you was 15? You got 65 more years to live, 70 more years to live, 80 more years to live. My grandma just passed. They both were in their 90s. So if you're 15 years old, you got 80 years left. Are you hearing me? You can't make all your dreams become a reality in one day or 1 year, right? So say this with me. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. You can't make yourself 21 at 15. I don't care how much, how much milk you drink, right? How much exercise you do. It doesn't matter. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. And there's nothing I can do to speed up the process. So the #1 thing I think that kids do wrong is not that you have these big dreams and these big goals, is that you have these big dreams and big goals and you're rushing it. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. All right? It's going to happen. All right, there's some things that are happening for me right now that I'm grateful it didn't happen 30 years ago. All right, so #1, the D is for good. So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to be a great decision maker. And if you're a great decision maker, all your dreams are going to become a reality. All right, so we decided that we were going to write a book during COVID. Why? Because one of the worst things that ever happened to me happened during COVID. But one of the things that you have to learn how to do is not focus on the negative all the time. You've got to learn to see the good in everything that could be negative. Say it with me. I will learn to see the good in every lesson. Come on. I will learn to see the good in every lesson. From every lesson, there's a blessing. Come on, for every lesson, there's a blessing. So I got hit hard when COVID hit. I had never heard of the term social distancing. I was like, what's that? It was like, it's about to tear up your career. That's what it is. I said, what does it mean exactly? It said that you will never be able to, and we didn't know for how long, speak in crowd. This is how I make my money. Alabama football, Kansas, I work Kansas, Kansas State, I work with Michigan State. Like I go in the locker room, I go to colleges and talk to kids. And for over 18 months, I couldn't go on the road and speak. So I made a decision. I made a what?
We're about to get started in 1 minute, family. Let's go.
Say there's
Coffee and Crypto.
in the lesson. Come on, there's a blessing in the lesson. And so it hit me. You can't go speak. You can't go on the road, but now you'll be at home all day. What can you do while you're at home all day? I can write a book.
Man, let's go. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the #1 cryptocurrency morning show in the world. If this is your very first time tuning in, plugging in with us, I want to say welcome. I want to be the first to say welcome to you. I'm so grateful. I'm so elated. I'm so blessed. With every lesson, there's a blessing. Understand that we're not going to allow for a good crisis to go to waste. We've been doing this for 5 years now. When I talk about we, I'm talking about a collective. Some people gave up. Some people sold out. Some people didn't keep investing. You want to know what I did? I kept going because I understand that with every lesson, every loss, every time I lost money in learning how to invest, it was another lesson, which is going to be a blessing because it's been 4 years since I've had a job. I want you to ask yourself, who are you listening to? Are you like, if you are working at a place that you're not really happy? Now, I'm not talking to people that work your careers. I have people that went to college with me on this call that's in their career right now. Okay. And if that's you, I want to say, man, listen, congratulations to you. But I wasn't happy with becoming a doctor. It really wasn't something that I saw myself doing. I saw myself being my own boss. I saw myself becoming an entrepreneur. And it took me a lot of years to understand. But through all those lessons, I found my blessing. And my blessing is this show right here. My blessing is educating other people about this space. And I promise you, if you stick around, you might just become wealthy as well. And I'm not just talking about with money, but wealth is information. You got to understand that. So welcome to the call. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Apple Podcasts. We're live on Spotify. We're live everywhere. And I want to say welcome. Okay, this is episode number 56. This is an episode that we got to put a lot of respect on today. If this is your first time, one of the cultures we have within the group, if you're plugging into YouTube, if you're live on Zoom, one of our cultures is grabbing that coffee emoji right here on your phone. Grab that coffee emoji and let's load it up one time with those coffee emojis. Fire me up one time. I need you guys' support. Fire me up one time, because if you guys don't understand something, I'm about to go off. Today's call is not nothing different. It keeps getting better and better, but it only can get better, all right, with you getting better, with you growing. So welcome to the call. So with that being said, let's dive into this information. I got a very jam-packed call today. It's about to get real. Today's call is entitled, okay, the bottom is not yet in. Things will get worse before they get better. Things will get worse before they get better. I need you all to understand that the bottom, a lot of us thought that the bottom was in because Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, we thought because we had a big player that collapsed. Okay, listen, I'm about to beam up. Don't worry. Hey, I'm about to beam up right now. I appreciate you. So let's get straight to it. All right, let's jump into CoinMarketCap. If you guys are new to crypto, this is a free resource for you. Go and do your own research. Coffee and Crypto is not an investment advice show. All right, it is highly speculative. All right, it's a lot of speculation, but it's a lot of truth. All right, I have to unfold everything for you all. I do hours upon hours of research before this show, and I come and present this information not just from guessing, but understanding, because I dove so deep. If you guys take a look up here, look how many tabs I got open right now. That should show you I ain't playing no damn games. I got so many tabs open right now. That should show you that I did my research. There's not many shows that you will go to, all right, where they do the research consistently every single day. And shout out to the shows that do, because those are the shows that inspired me to get out and do my show. So I want to say thank you. All right. So with that being said, let's dive into this right now. Right now, we're at $822 billion market cap. We are well below $1 trillion. All right. Will we ever make it back to 1 trillion? I believe that we will. I believe that we will make it to 10 trillion as a market cap for the entire cryptocurrency. But there's some things that need to happen. The very first thing is we need to get political figures that are sitting inside of these political office seats out of these offices. We need to fire them. They need to be gone, or they need to do their job. They really need to protect the consumers. All right. As a millennial, a lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues do not trust this space. And that's why they have a hard time with getting on the show. That's why they have a hard time with listening to anybody's show. It's because it's a very speculative space right now. But I want you, if you're not investing in the crypto, I want you to understand something. In 2001, 2002, and 2003, there was something that was called the dot-com bubble. Drop a 7 in the chat box if you've ever heard of it before. All right. There were companies like Enron. There were companies that were huge back then, okay, that had the same type of scandals, billions of dollars that were lost of consumer funds, all right, of also investor funds. All right. We have to understand that this history repeats itself. Nothing is new under the sun. And what we experienced before, we will experience again. Guys, I'm 30 years old. I can pretty much guarantee you that by the time I'm 60 years old, 30 years from now, there'll be another repeat of what's happening with FTX. Maybe before it, but for surely within the next 30 years. Never, ever, ever not take advantage of a good crisis. This is a good crisis. This ain't a bad crisis. It's bad for some people that did not get the information. I want to say I'm proud of you for taking the time to get on this call. Shout out to all the YouTube fam. Shout out to the XRP army and shout out to everybody. So let's dive into this content. I got some videos to show you guys to unfold this today. But before I get started, I need you all to just drop what city, what state you're calling in from. All right. And if you're just tuning in and you can't do anything, I know some people are at work. It's 10 a.m. on the East Coast and it's super early on the West Coast. So I want to say thank you. All right. This call ain't for everybody, but for the people that do show up, man, will you be able to take advantage of this space? And will you be in the know? All right. So let's dive into this. Now, this is the first video. It's a little scary to hear, but it's the truth. As a master's of public health student, which I went and got a degree, I'm very familiar with the World Health Organization, the WHO. A lot of people are familiar. And if you're not, you want to be familiar with the World Health Organization. They're very similar and very close to the CDC. Okay. G20, which is the top 20 countries in the world, are going to adopt a vaccine passport. They're already doing it. All right. Listen to this gentleman right here. All right. He says, let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by the WHO. If you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around, said the Indonesian health minister in Bali. This is a conference that just happened in Bali. All right. It was called the B20 Indonesia 2022 conference, all right, which all of the top world leaders were at this conference and they're listening to this and they're meeting in rooms beyond this video that we will never, ever be able to meet in per se. Listen up. One second, y'all. Let me reload that up. Here we go.
So let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by WHO. If you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%.
Hold on, what did he just say? Hold on. He said the next pandemic, listen.
Acknowledged by WHO, if you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%, which clogged the economy globally, you can still provide some movement of the people. Indonesia has achieved, G20 country has agreed to have this digital certificate using WHO standard, and we will submit into the next World Health Assembly in Geneva as the revision to international health regulation. So hopefully for the next pandemic, we can still see some movement of the people, some movement of the goods, and movement of the economy. So let's have.
I didn't want to go too deep in that. I just wanted to drop that, you know what I'm saying? And just let that marinate on your spirit like neck bone juice. You know what I mean? Let that marinate like neck bone juice on your spirit. Now, with that being said, let's move on to some more craziness in the space. Now, we all know that Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank, billionaire, venture capitalist, all right, he was a paid spokesperson for FTX. All right. Now I'm not against Kevin O'Leary. I'm not at all. Okay. But he was a paid spokesperson, okay, for this space. Now, listen up. to what he says, what he believes. Technical difficulties, as always. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here we go.
If SPF knocked on your door again and said, look, I failed in my last venture. I have a new crypto venture. I need money. Would you back him?
That's a great question. No one's asked me yet. I think we can all admit, you can love him or hate him given what's happened, but he was one of the most brilliant traders in the crypto universe. He also built one of the most robust platforms. We used FTX actively. It was a very robust platform that allowed us to get information on a compliant basis. So I really like what he built.
Would you back him?
The answer would be yes.
If SPF,
the answer would be yes. So after he has lost billions of dollars of consumer money, yo, I don't know who I could trust. I don't trust nobody. Like at this point, I only trust myself. Like I only trust me. If it's gonna be anybody that's gonna get me through this next recession, if there's gonna be anybody that's gonna get me through all of what's going on, it's gonna be me. I'm like Snoop Dogg right now. I want to thank me for being me. You know, I'm feeling like Snoop D-O-double-G right now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say to you. So let's continue to press forward. All right. Now, this right here was another video that was on Squawk. All right. Squawk Box. All right. We already know CNBC. So we have to take all this stuff with a grain of salt because it's all pre-planned. Okay. But follow me, guys. All right. These videos, I know if you're coming into this and you don't really know what's going on in crypto, follow me and just listen. Don't jump off the call. Just listen. It'll all make sense. I promise you. Listen up.
Change that's operating abroad. I mean, that's the other piece of this. As long as this is a global business and we have these tokens operating in other places, no matter what, to some degree, it's going to rebound and redound to us.
I mean, this is it's a huge issue. Gary and I participate in a lot of multilateral organizations with other jurisdictions, and crypto and crypto regulation has been a high priority for several years right now. You're right. The sort of borderless nature of the technology makes it even harder than traditional financial markets, whether it's on the security side or the derivative side. Certainly swaps markets are very international in nature, but there has to be coordination among the international regulators. Ultimately, though, having a regulatory structure within the US, which I think has to be the priority, would then prevent, by law, both on the civil side and the criminal side, of having these, issuers, these exchanges offering services to US customers.
I would sum it up saying that we have an international consensus in the G20 and in the FSB. And the key challenge now is to implement it in each major jurisdiction. We did it in Europe. We have a so-called MiCA regulation, including for stable coins. The so-called crypto winter of early 22 should not be an excuse for complacency. On the contrary, it's time to act.
The Bank de France governor just let you know that the group of 20 of the largest countries have already decided what crypto regulations will be. The EU has already acted with MiCA regulations. The rest of the G20 will follow.
So they've already decided what the crypto regulations are going to be, right? So they're just not letting us know exactly what's going on. However, I figured it out, okay? And all these tabs at the top are going to kind of just walk us through these steps together, all right? So let's continue to press forward on this topic. Now, shout out to the digital asset investor. He said FTX is not just some crypto exchange that went down. This was an operation with a purpose, all right? If you've never heard about the FTX collapse that just happened this past week, just drop a me in the chat box or in YouTube. I just want to know kind of where you all are. Like I know that some of us have been here for 50, 56 episodes. All right, perfect. If you don't know about FTX, if you don't know, gotta listen. If you don't know about FTX, drop a me. If you do not know about FTX, drop a me. I just want to know who in here right now, especially in the Zoom, does not know about FTX, because I want to make sure that it's kind of clear. If you've heard about it, congratulations. It's all over the news. Perfect. So it doesn't look like anybody has not heard about this. And that's the bad part, right? Most people don't know anything. Most people won't know about most of the stuff that we're going to cover today. But the news has let you know about the biggest things happening, like the collapse of FTX. That will hinder your ability to invest. That will stop you from investing. I'm not gonna lie. If I did not know about Ripple and XRP, if I didn't know about XLM, XDC, HBAR, if I didn't understand Cardano, if I didn't know these terminologies, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I would be all the way lost in the sauce right now. What up, Bai? I'd be all the way lost in the sauce right now. So listen up real quick. I got a quick video to show you guys.
What about the rest of the cryptocurrency space? So it's not enough to just capture what they had. They want to take out everybody else. So they want to take out everybody. They want to take out all the major players. And then they want to put so many regulations on it that nobody else can rise back up. If we get rid of all the big players that have the money, who's going to fight the regulations? All right, so now they want to capture cryptocurrency. So first of all, the companies, they create money from thin air. FTX, they create this FTT token. Their sister company, Alameda, pumps out of nothing and creates fake value. Now with these fake tokens that they fraudulently created value for, then they can borrow against those or cash them in for dollars.
All right, so I want to say something real quick. They're talking about FTT, which is the token for FTX exchange. They just pumped a bunch of this coin and made up imaginary money. They do the same thing with our treasury. They pumped so much fake money into our economy after COVID. They pumped so much fake money. So let's not forget that this don't just happen in crypto, but this happens in our regular government all the time, right? So if we're going to talk about FTX and Alameda being Ponzi, then we got to understand that the treasury is Ponzi too. Social Security is Ponzi too. All of it is Ponzi. So I don't trust nobody. I got to take care of myself. I can't rely on Social Security. I can't rely on a 401k. I got to rely on Vincent. I got to rely on my own information. So let's keep listening.
And then they take that money and start manipulating the market. And what they do is they start taking down crypto companies. Now, what am I talking about? Now, you remember I've covered this at length. If you've been following the cryptocurrency space at all, you know that really this all started happening in about May of 2022 when Terra Luna collapsed. When Terra Luna collapsed, then it was a domino effect and it took down everybody else. Then it took down 3 Arrows Capital, and then it took down Voyager, and then it took down Celsius, and it's only cascading. Well, it looks right here that we are going, well, it says here that SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, is responsible for the Terra Luna crash. Everybody wonders, who is the one that took them down? Who is the short seller? Well, turns out it looks like it's Sam Bankman-Fried is the one that took down Terra Luna that caused the cascading effect. It says that CZ, the founder of Binance, knew that. SBF intentionally took down 3 Arrows Capital. So first he took down Terra Luna, then he took down 3 Arrows Capital. Then Sam Bankman-Fried moved user funds from FTX to support Alameda because Alameda, his sister company, was also caught up in the carnage. So what they did is they took users' funds, if you had money on FTX, your money, and fraudulently moved them over to Alameda to prop them up because they also caused damage for their own company. It says that CZ from Binance approached Sam Bankman-Fried, but was ignored. So then CZ tweeted as a last resort saying, hey, look, we want to get rid of our money. Now, so they took down the major players. So he took down FTX, took down Luna. It took down Voyager. It took down Celsius. It took down 3 Arrows Capital. All right, what's next? Well, who are the other big players? Well, one of the other big players that U.S. regulators have been trying to get for a really long time is Tether.
Here we go. So let's go ahead and dive into this, right? So you know what? I'm gonna skip past this video, all right? And I want to just get straight to it. Breaking news. All right, right after this happened, okay, November 16th, this just happened yesterday. You heard it here first. All right, breaking news. Chairwoman Representative Maxine Waters. All right. If you don't know who this lady is, let's go look at her Twitter. All right. This is the most powerful woman, a Black woman, most powerful woman. She is the chairwoman of the House Financial Services Committee. The chairwoman, Madam Chair. That's what they call her. Madam Chair, Maxine Waters. All right. Let's go back to it. She dropped this release immediately. All right. The ranking member, McHenry, announced December hearing to investigate the FTX collapse. So in December, they will be holding a hearing. All right. Now, will they have Gary Gensler at the hearing, the SEC chair? Will they have the CFTC chair there? Will they have Sam Bankman-Fried there and the rest of his other high executives on the board of FTX, Alameda? Will they have these guys there? I don't know. All right. But I know that they need to demand it. And if they don't show up, they need to put a warrant out for their arrest, because they are the reason for the season. So listen up. Today, the chairwoman of the House Financial Services Committee, all right, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, she's a Democrat, and the ranking member of the House, all right, Financial Services Committee, Congressman Patrick McHenry, who's a Republican, announced a bipartisan, meaning two parties, all right, hearing into the collapse of FTX and the broader consequences for the digital asset ecosystem. In December, the committee expects to hear from the companies and individuals involved, including Sam Bankman-Fried, Alameda Research, Binance, FTX, and related entities, among others. The fall of FTX has posed tremendous harm to over 1 million users, many of whom were everyday people who invested their hard-earned savings into the FTX cryptocurrency exchange, only to watch it all disappear within a matter of seconds. Unfortunately, this event is just one out of many examples of cryptocurrency platforms that have collapsed just this past year. That's why it is with great urgency that I, along with my colleague, ranking member McHenry, announced the committee's intention to hold a hearing to investigate the collapse of FTX. As chairwoman of the Financial Services Committee, I have led the effort in examining and investigating that digital assets entities cannot operate in the shadows outside of robust federal oversight and clear rules of the road. I look forward to holding this important hearing and uncovering all that Congress must do to ensure this never happens again. All right. I'm glad my reading level is on fleek today. All right. I'm above a 12th grader reading average these days. So thank God. All right. But I want to show you all something. All right. Now, this is kind of confusing, right? Because this is Maxine Waters. And here's the other representative. All right. But check this out. Here's Sam Bankman-Fried. They took this picture. So he's been meeting with Miss Waters, Madam Waters. So I'm just trying to figure out, why is it now that everybody, after midterm elections, after everything has happened, now this guy goes down, now FTX goes down, now everything happens. Let's keep watching, family. All right. Now, this is from Representative Bill Huizenga, all right, he serves the people of the 2nd District of Michigan, and he's a member of the Financial Services Committee. All right. He said, I'm glad to Republicans and Democrats working together to hold a hearing, right? This was his release right here, right? He said, I commend Ranking Member McHenry and Chairwoman Waters for working together to make this a bipartisan endeavor, all right? To fully understand what truly causes FTX to collapse, the committee needs to hear from disgraced former FTX CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried. But nowhere in here are they demanding to hear from Gary Gensler, all right, who is the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, who is suing Ripple right now, who sued Library. But why did they not investigate earlier? Because Sam Bankman-Fried has been meeting with all of these 3-letter organizations, all right? Now, this right here, okay, was the opening. This was the opening remark. All right. And I want to pull it up, but it says, watch Republican leader Patrick McHenry. We know McHenry is on that board, his opening remarks. So let's go ahead and listen to his opening remark right here.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And first, I want to say thank you to the chair for scheduling a hearing on FTX and its operations in the U.S. and abroad. We've coordinated between the minority party and the majority party to get this hearing on the books. And I look forward to working together to ensure that the answers that customers, market participants, and the public deserve are actually answered. There is no sugarcoating it. The FTX collapse has been a dumpster fire. FTX users have been left out to dry. The digital asset ecosystem is in limbo. And add to the mix a Securities Exchange Commission chair who's more interested in chasing headlines than bad actors. And we're just starting to learn about the breadth and scope of what happened. We'll explore all of this at the upcoming hearing in December, but let me make this clear. Congress must develop a clear regulatory framework for the digital asset ecosystem, specifically trading platforms. That is the best way to protect American consumers from phonies posing as prodigies. Turning to today's hearing, I want to thank our witnesses for being here. It's been almost 18 months since the four of you or your predecessors or anyone in your position have been before this committee. It's taken almost a year for someone to be confirmed as Vice Chair of Supervision. Congratulations to you, Mr. Barr, on your confirmation. One of you is still in an acting role with no nominee in sight. And another one of you is just renominated after serving on an expired term for nearly 4 years. That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. As the Fed fights Democrat-induced inflation with its two available blunt instruments, raising rates and quantitative tightening, you and your agencies can and should be focused on safety and soundness in the current economic environment. At the same time, the housing sector and treasury markets are becoming areas of real concern. Liquidity in these markets, and specifically the role you all play in facilitating that liquidity, is something the new Republican majority will spend quite a bit of time unpacking. We want to make sure consumers are protected and our financial system is protected, yet also preserve economic growth. What worries me most is that instead of lessening the pain our constituents are feeling right now, you all are making the situation worse. Here are just a few examples. First, Vice Chair Barr, over the last 2 years, our nation's banks have gone through a real life stress test and they proved their resiliency. Yet, you've suggested the capital framework should be revisited and revised in such a way that would harm banks' ability to promote economic growth and serve customers. Second, each of you has proposed changes to the Bank Merger Act, and this has had a chilling effect on the industry. That means less innovation and less competition in the marketplace. Acting Controller Sue, you've taken a posture with respect to third-party relationships that has had a negative impact on financial inclusion. Prior to your arrival, the OCC made significant progress in harnessing financial technology to reach the unbanked and underbanked. Now that progress has stalled. Today, we'll dig deeper into these and other concerns. But let me make this clear. This conversation isn't over. It's just beginning. Republicans are onto your playbook. We certainly are. And when you can't legislate, you regulate.
We on your head.
And when you can't regulate, you pursue enforcement actions to grab headlines. I want us to make sure that we are focused on the American people, economic growth, consumer protection, financial security. I think we can do that. I'm hopeful we can do that. And it will be the next Congress that will hold you accountable for these decisions. I look forward to hearing from you in your opening statement.
Man, we sending all y'all to jail. That's basically that's all I heard. We sending everybody. Everybody got to go. Everybody got to go to jail. That's basically what I heard. All right. I just had some technical difficulties in my computer. All right. It's all good. I'm going to pull everything back up, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. All right. Let's talk about it now. So the Democrats are in office right now. And then in 2024, we have Donald Trump about to make America great again. One more time. One more time. He about to make America great again one more time. So it's a lot going on, y'all. And we have to understand that there's no greater time in the history of times than right now for us to be involved in this and understand what's going on. Because to be completely transparent with everybody, all right, and not gonna lie, I just lost everything that I had up, but y'all be patient with me. I'm gonna go through this now the best that I can. Okay, my computer crashed, but it's all good. So let's see. Let's dive in real quick. Give me 2 seconds as I get everything back up and running. Actually, I didn't lose anything. I didn't lose nothing. It's here. It's right here. It's right here. Let's go. Let's go. If y'all can see my screen, drop a 7 in the chat box. I want to make sure everything is good. If y'all can see my screen, don't waste the good. Look at Elise. Shout out to Elise. TU in the building. Heavy, right? Don't waste a good crisis. Y'all better listen to TU. Y'all better listen to TU. All right, y'all better listen to the fam. All right, but check this out. Check this out. Sam Bankman-Fried collapsed the crypto empire, creates regulatory chaos in Washington. This is a Forbes headline. It don't get no gooder than this. And I can say gooder. Because can't nobody hire me or fire me these days. All right. Don't nothing get no more gooder than this. Now check this out. This is something, this hot off the press. Some people didn't even know that this was a thing. So let me pull this up. This is Sam Bankman-Fried's backed bill. So for the last couple of months, Sam Bankman-Fried has been visiting the Capitol Hill. He's been visiting the White House. He's been visiting all of the Congress people. He's been paying them. He's been paying for the Democrats. His co-founders been paying the Republicans. Okay. And we're pushing this right here. It's called the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act closes regulatory gaps. Well, it's called the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act. All right. The DCCPA. Okay. Now, this bipartisan bill by Chairwoman Stabenow and Ranking Member Boozman gives the CFTC the tools and authority it needs to protect consumers and prevent fraud and abuse and create transparency and accountability in the digital commodity marketplace. How the hell? How is he even a part of this? Talk about he's protecting consumers, preventing fraud and abuse and creating transparency. And he was the one that they had backing this bill. If you want proof on it, let me pull it up. If you need proof, let me go back to the pudding. Okay, check this out. Former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried spent a significant amount of time in Washington over the past half year meeting with legislators and their staffers. His lobbying efforts focus on shaping the future of crypto regulation in the U.S. with a specific emphasis on how an exchange providing both spot and derivative trading could be regulated by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Some on Capitol Hill felt they had a personal connection with the CEO, which has resulted in shock as to both the fallout of FTX and the highly suspect behavior of Sam. Before the collapse of FTX, Bankman-Fried and his lobbyists were getting resistance to what may consider an aggressive go-it-alone approach. Much of this activity centered on promoting the DCCPA, which addresses a gap in U.S. law that leaves financial regulators unsure over who has priority when it comes to overseeing crypto spot markets. This man, along with Gary Gensler and the CFTC, were about to monopolize this market, and we, the people, stood. We, the people, did not allow it to happen. A lot of influencers all over Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, they have been pressing this issue for months. However, the legislation as written currently requires decentralized finance platforms to submit to regulations with which they argue that due to their technological design, they would not be able to comply. Now that the FTX empire has crumbled, all right, and Sam's reputation is in tatters. The outlook for regulation is uncertain. We now have uncertainty again. We've been had uncertainty, but we for surely have uncertainty now in this market. Let's go back. So in this little two-page excerpt, it talks about the bill. Okay, let's talk about it. Specifically, the bill closes regulatory gaps by requiring all digital commodity platforms, including trading facilities, brokers, dealers, and custodians, to register with the CFTC. It requires digital commodity platforms to prohibit abusive trading practices, eliminate or disclose conflicts of interest, maintain sufficient financial resources, have strong cybersecurity programs, protect customer assets, and report suspicious transactions, none of which was done by SAM. Requires digital commodity platforms to adhere to advertising standards and disclose information about digital commodities and their risks, bringing greater transparency and accountability to the marketplace, none which was done by SAM. It also authorizes the CFTC to impose user fees on digital commodity platforms to fully fund its oversight of the digital commodity marketplace. It also directs the CFTC to examine racial, ethnic, and gender demographics of customers participating in digital commodity markets and use that information to inform its rulemaking and provide outreach to customers. Lastly, it recognizes that other financial agencies have a role in regulating digital assets that are not commodities, but function more like securities or forms of payments. This is what this bill was covering, all which was none done by SAM. Let's continue to push forward, family. Oh yeah, I told y'all today's episode was juicy. I ain't playing games. BET, CNBC, somebody gonna give me a spot like Al Sharpton. Shout out to Jiggy. Somebody gonna give me a spot. They gonna give me my 10 minutes on these shows. Somebody need to pick me up. Let's do it. An important message regarding Gemini Earn. This is hot off the press. November 16th, drop those coffee emojis, right? We are aware that Genesis Global, if you guys know about Gemini, okay? Gemini, okay, is a crypto exchange, but it's also has a lending platform, okay? They have paused. Okay, the lending partner of the Earn program has paused withdrawals and will not be able to meet customer redemptions within the service level agreement of 5 business days. We are working with the Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the Earn program as quickly as possible. So yet again, another company is getting ready to go up in flames. The Grim Reaper of crypto is out here right now, and he's taking lives. Let's keep pushing forward. Solana, close ties to FTX cause financial and structural damage. I want to show you guys something. Let's go to the let's go. Again, numbers don't lie, but people do. We watched this happen, and we all know, well, maybe you didn't know, but Solana, I don't own any. I never owned any Solana. I never did. Didn't trust them. Never owned it. They had too many crashes in their network for me, okay? There's too many platforms out there that don't have that, okay? They're down to $13.70. If you guys can see, they have been tanking over the last 7 days, all right? On 11/11, they were at $17, all right? Let's go to 1 month, all right? On 11/5, which ain't even a month ago, that's within this month, they were at $36. It's down to $13.70. So every single company that is associated with Sam Bankman-Fried is getting ready to burn. You need to get out of these platforms. That's why you got to be here. You need to know who's associated. Crypto.com halts Solana, USDC, and USDT deposits and withdrawals. This happened November 9th. Okay, so even Crypto.com has halted Solana. That's what's causing people to pull their money out the market. Here we go. Another headline. Solana blockchain hit by FTX tremors as nearly 800 million Solana tokens set to be unstaked. What does this mean? All right, what does this mean? Apparently, the dynamic has risen to another level. Solana validators, if you don't know what a validator is, on the blockchain, there are nodes, which are computers that are all around the world, and they need validators, which on this particular one, which is a proof of stake platform, they need us, the owners, to stake our coins or lend our coins out. That way they can validate transactions on the blockchain, okay? Their blockchain is set to unlock nearly $800 million worth of their SOL holdings at the end of the token lock-in period, known as Epic 370, which is approaching in fewer than 13 hours of this particular thing. So they've literally unlocked $800 million worth. What does that mean? That means when they unlocked it, all of these consumers started to pull their money out. That is why the Solana token is falling. If you own some Solana, I'm sorry. Let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep pushing forward. Now, we talked about Tether, okay? Now, let me show you. We talked about this article, okay? I pulled this article up about 4 episodes ago, okay? Maybe 5, okay? Tether, this is Tether Papers. This is exactly who acquired 70% of all USDT. We talked about this, but I want you guys to see it again. Okay, who owns 70% of Tether's? Who's Tether's biggest customers? Their biggest customer is Alameda Research. Alameda Research describes itself as the multi-stage crypto and fintech investment firm, and it made 29-year-old chief executive Sam Bankman-Fried the richest billionaire by Forbes in crypto. Okay, he founded Alameda Research. Alameda Research is the biggest market maker for Tether, which is USDT, okay? Now, listen to this here. After these commercials.
The future of crypto at this point, Kyle?
I mean, the question is, what is Tether? Like what is this $66 billion behemoth that has its headquarters at a small bank in the Bahamas that's literally a hop, skip, and a jump from Sam Bankman-Fried's lairs in Albany? You go see this building. I've actually walked into this building and saw a guy eating a sandwich, and I said, "So this is where the $80 billion is?" The question is, I've spoken with the top head traders of fixed income at some of the largest securities firms in the world who tell me we've never done one trade with Deltec Bank or Tether. And if you look at their balance sheet, they say that there is repos, treasuries, this and that on their balance sheet. Now, they also own precious metals and secured loans and things like that. But if there's an $80 billion or $66 billion now institution out there trading repos and treasuries, you'd assume that someone would find them. Now, I must caveat my statement with, I didn't talk to every single dealer in the world. So maybe there's a dealer out there that will claim they do business with Tether, but I haven't been able to find one. So I just wonder why. Like, what is the purpose of a stable coin when you have G7 currencies? The only purpose of a stable coin, in my opinion, is to be able to jump outside of US and let's say IRS jurisdiction and lever yourself in trade and not report your earnings. So there is no other rationale for owning a stable coin.
So does USDT fall? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've said it here before and I'll say it again. When it happens, when Tether falls, you need to get your money out of Tether. If you guys have money sitting in USDT, remove it and put it into at least USDC today. That's not financial advice. It's just something that, well, I didn't have to do it. I know, but that's something that I would do. Okay. Now, check this out. Let's kind of break this down. So Tether is located in the Bahamas, which is the same place that Sam Bankman-Fried, he moved FTX from his continent from Asia to their location now being in the Bahamas. So All of these companies that are falling right now are all located in the Bahamas. Isn't Alameda Research, their biggest market maker is, Tether's biggest market maker is Alameda Research, which is owned by and founded by Sam Bankman-Fried, who's the same guy that founded FTX. Solana was saved by FTX, by Alameda Research, by Sam Bankman-Fried, and they're crashing. I just want to know, do you guys believe that there's a matter of time before Tether falls? That's the biggest question. That's the biggest question. Now, let's move on to some other news, okay? Because I know we're not all here for just bad news, all right? Let's talk about the positive things that's going, things that they're not talking about on the news, okay? My banker, my business banker at Chase on Peachtree in Atlanta, he sent me this article, and I say I appreciate it, bro. Hey, it's lit when your investment banker sends you articles on crypto. I got him in the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? So shout out to that. All right. But he sent me this. This was put out November 15th. Wells Fargo, MasterCard, and the Federal Reserve, along with Citigroup, HSBC, and PNC, are teaming up on a digital dollar. All right. Several big name financial service companies have joined up with the New York Federal Reserve to announce a 12-week digital dollar program. Okay, you got MasterCard, you got Citigroup, you got HSBC Holding, you got Wells Fargo, you got PNC. Mind you, all of them are ISO 2022 compliant companies. They have to be, but also, you want to look that up. Maybe you guys don't know what ISO 222 is. Look it up. ISO 20022. Do not miss that note. ISO 20022. Go look that up. I'm not going to cover it today. However, okay, they are in proof of concept mode right now on this digital dollar, which is going to be our central bank digital currency. All of these companies that we talked about are Ripple partners. If you don't believe me, go type in each one of their names, type in MasterCard and Ripple, type in HSBC and Ripple, type in Citigroup and Ripple, type in Wells Fargo and Ripple, type Federal Reserve and Ripple, type all of them in, and I promise you, there'll be something that you will find. I can't make this stuff up, okay? So I'm not gonna go through this article, but I just wanted you guys to see the headline of what's happening. Now, let's continue to push forward, okay? Now, if you guys did not know, during all of this turmoil that's happening right now in the cryptocurrency space, there's a huge event going on. It's called Ripple Swell Conference. Ripple is our favorite company in crypto. I do believe that they have a lot to do with what's happening with the World Economic Forum. So is Ripple a company we can trust? I don't know. However, neither is Google, neither is any of these companies. Can't really trust them. They sell our data. Neither is Facebook, but we use it every single day. Why not be invested into it? That's all I'm going to say. So I want you guys to hear this video right here. This is from the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. This is his address yesterday to the audience that were there. Listen up.
I'm excited to share with all of you that Ripple has now processed nearly $30 billion worth of volume since launch and over 20 million transactions since we first launched RippleNet years ago. We're helping customers every step of the way to make sure their wallet has sufficient liquidity at all times for the smoothest possible experience. Over 10 years now, Ripple has been at the crux between enterprises and crypto native services, and we are doubling down on that. I hope it resonates with you in the same way it resonates with me. And this is Crypto Means Business.
So that was his address. Crypto means business, Ripple Swell conference happening right now. Let's continue to unfold what's happening, right? This is another quick excerpt, a quick glimpse of the conversation between Jorn Lambert, who's the Chief Digital Officer at MasterCard. All right, MasterCard's at Ripple's conference. Let's listen.
You've been very vocal about you think this is as transformative crypto as the internet was in the late 90s when it first came into being.
The internet was a distributed network that allows people to transmit information. And blockchain is a distributed network that allows people to store and transfer ownership assets. I have the conviction for that vision to realize itself, the financial industry needs to come on board. There is no other way. There is no other way for blockchain and these business models to go mainstream without the financial industry.
So we need the financial industry to come on board. All right. I mean, guys, go look up them on YouTube if you want to watch the whole video. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys have these excerpts to understand why we are so bullish on XRP on this show, why we're so bullish on Ripple, because there's not many companies out there that really have the backing that they have. Guys, we're talking about MasterCard. MasterCard didn't even support FTX, but they support Ripple. Let's continue to listen to this. Now, this right here was a 3-part video, all right, that I found on Twitter. Okay, and we are going to run over. So if you got to go, I understand. All right, watch the recording. I appreciate you guys for being here. But for the people that can stick around, please stick around because this is where we talk about Ripple XRP. I also want to talk about how they're partnered with a company in Australia as well. I have some things to show you guys. So let's get straight to it.
This lawsuit ends up. How do you think this XRP lawsuit ends up when this finally concludes, hopefully soon sometime?
I've read through a lot of the documentation from the very generous attorneys like John Deaton who have shared a lot of insight into this. It doesn't look to me like the SEC has made a case that XRP is a security at all, especially because there are other projects that can be run on the XRP ledger, and XRP can be used as a short-term loan, which is this idea of the Reeves test and whether it's a note. What I think will happen is that the SEC will settle or lose, and XRP will be the only digital asset that has clarity that it is not a security other than potentially Bitcoin. And a lot of other digital assets will probably go away because there'll be too much uncertainty as to whether or not they're securities or not. I am also a believer that the next sort of big run, or if you want to call it that, in digital assets will come with utility tokens, where assets that banks and institutional businesses, enterprise companies use to solve painful and expensive problems will be adopted. And this is areas of like trade finance, where if you want to ship widgets from China to Florida, there's a lot of people along the way who have to get paid and a lot of paperwork that has to get taken care of. And tokens like XDC, for example, fit into making that more expensive and less expensive and more efficient. Those are real use cases that they're not sexy and fun like gaming and NFTs, but those are industries with tons of money that need to be updated. So I think we will see the utility tokens that have not gotten press. They're not getting covered on the financial news networks, but they are being used by institutional businesses where companies like IBM and Accenture have been working for years to help those industries move to the blockchain.
So while the rest of the world is worried about NFTs and just gaming blockchains and stuff like that, because that's interesting to us. And the real utility is within the institutional banks. The real utility is within the institutional investors. The real utility, the real use for this blockchain technology that's going to really update our financial system is through Ripple, right? And so I wanted to show that video. There were 2 others, but I'm going to keep pushing forward for the sake of time. Now, this is on Ripple's website. It came out November 16th. If you saw it, you saw it. If not, you saw it here. The evolution of on-demand liquidity, corporate adoption of crypto-enabled payments. Listen up. The challenges associated with cross-border payments, which is sending money from one country to another country, okay, are well known. But these challenges are not relegated to financial institutions like banks and payment service providers. In a hyper-global and ever-connected world, the need for cross-border payments is on the rise. With an estimated 156 trillion worth of cross-border payment flows in 2022 alone, $156 trillion have went between cross-border payments in 2022 alone. To address this growing need, Ripple is expanding its payments solution beyond financial institutions to now serve corporate customers like Nutrisource, Oceanus, Valency, and New Horizon across a variety of segments, including trade, agriculture, e-commerce, technology, and supply chain management. For many unbanked individuals, remittances are a primary source of income, meaning for people who are unbanked, remittances. So think about it. People from India, people from Asia, people from Africa, they come to the United States or another country like the UK or Europe to work. They send money back home. When they send money back home, the typical cross-border payments that we use now are slow and unreliable with high fees. On average, the fee for consumers to send money across borders is 7%, or a $14 fee to send $200. If you already live in a third world country, how can you afford a $14 fee? Or vice versa. If you live in the US and you're sending $200 and your family needs $200 and it's going to cost $14 to send it, now they only have what? $186. $186. They need to receive the $186. With Ripple's technology, now that $200, okay, can now be sent fast, cheaper, and with more transparency. This is what's going on. And I know that we talk about, and it's hard to trust it because now we're dealing with FTX, but it's not the same. It's not the same at all. But they're not going to tell you that. They're not talking about all of the great things that's happening in Ripple on the news. Why? Because they're being sued by the SEC. Why are they being sued by the SEC? But the FTX was not sued by the SEC or Crypto.com or Coinbase or Binance. Why? Because they have to stifle this adoption. I want you guys to see this. This is from 2015. Check this out, family. Australia embraces faster, smarter payments. Australia, okay? They introduced something, okay, that was called the new payment platform, okay? The Australian Payments Clearing Association has described as a financial plumbing for the economy of the future. So I did a deep dive this morning on this thing called NPP, all right? Now, you see they're talking about it on Ripple's page. Now, let's go over here to the new payment platform's website. This was released November 4th. So this is something that's still going on, okay? NPP roadmap provides update on the platform's uptake and capability development. This is why Ripple XRP is going to be increasingly important as this year in 2023 moves on. So listen, an update on the NPP roadmap is now available, providing the latest numbers relating to the growing use of the NPP. Okay, there are now close to 89 million accounts able to make or receive NPP payments, and the platform now processes more than 100 million transactions a month. 1 in 3 of all account-to-account credit transfers are occurring via NPP. 1 to 3. There are close to 13 million registered pay IDs, a 44% increase since the same time last year, with 315,000 new pay ID registrations. Okay. Okay, PayID is growing with research conducted by NPP Australia. Okay, we know NPP is a Ripple partner, but they're not going to say Ripple in here. They can't. They don't want you to invest into this. Pay2, a new digital way for business to initiate real-time payments for customers' bank accounts, commenced rolling out from mid-2022. More than 30 organizations are now live with the service, including third parties offering Pay2 payment initiation services. The industry expects that the majority of NPP reachable accounts will be enabled for Pay2 by mid-2023. I told you guys to look up ISO 222. It goes live for some jurisdictions this month. For the Eurozone, it goes live in 2023. For the United States, it goes live 2025 as of right now. By 2025, our entire world financial system will be under this new digital faster payments system that will be powered by Ripple. This is the Federal Reserve. This is the central bank of Australia, the Reserve Bank of Australia. Okay, this is Australia's Federal Reserve, basically. The new payments platform. This is on their website, directly on their website, right? They're talking about this. We're not going to go read it, but I just want you guys to see that even throughout all the stuff that we're dealing with in this industry, we still have the ability to invest into Ripple, XRP, and while everything else was crashing, XRP was doing what, family? It was going up. Everything else was going down. XRP was going up. That should tell you something, guys. We going up on a Tuesday. So with that being said, I want to pass this over to the community. You know, this is where we call it a quits right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Drop some coffee emojis if y'all enjoyed today's episode. I know we went a little over our time, but I really appreciate it. And raise those hands if you have anything that you like, learned, or loved from this episode that you would like to share with the people. And if you're on YouTube and you want access to the Zoom, please click the link that's going to be in the bio of every single one of our recordings, every single one of our videos, and join our Discord group. All right. The Discord group is where we literally dive deeper into all of this information. And if you have not joined the Discord group, I have a Black Friday deal that's going to blow your damn mind. I promise you, it's going to blow your mind. Do not miss Black Friday. I got a Black Friday deal that's going to blow your mind. Don't miss it. So with that being said, if you have anything that you would like to share, please raise those hands. If not, we're going to pop up out of here. All right, we're going to get up out of here because I got other things I got to do as well. So I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you all. I want to call on my brother Jamel to come up. He raised his hand, so you can come on up, bro, as always, and just share what you got, man.
Hey, brother. Good morning. Good morning to everyone else. Honestly, I just want to say thank you, bro, for all the bullish information you do. You know, I know I can tell you spend like hours upon hours, you know, researching, you know, and so do I. And like my research, like definitely doesn't compare to yours. So I appreciate you for all the information that you give us that like a lot of us can't find because it's very, very helpful. You know, it helps us stay even more updated, you know, on top of our research. So you're a great mentor, you're awesome, man. You're doing good. Keep up the good work, bro.
Thank you, Jamel. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Miss Zuli, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning. Of course, there's what isn't there here to not like. And there's so much learning taking place and a lot more each time than expected. Particularly, well, in this case, I was really surprised, well, not really surprised, but Gemini, it allows us to really look more into what's going on with Gemini, for sure. And the other one that I've been wobbling back and forth regarding Solana. So again, just got to make sure that we all take care of our portfolios to listen closely and take quick action. But again, just making sure that within that quick action, be a smart kind of smart about it. So thank you. Thank you for all the work that you do on our behalf of the community.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. I mean, hey, I'm already doing it. I'm already doing the research. So I'll be here every Tuesday and Thursday with you all, giving you the latest and greatest in crypto. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday. And don't forget, on next Tuesday, we literally have a huge quant investor. We have another, crypto preneur that will be popping in and giving us more sauce, more love, more energy, more information on the space. We have a big interview next on this Tuesday coming up, which will be episode number 57. So if you are tapped in with us, please make sure that you click the link. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, don't go anywhere just yet. I want to drop my YouTube channel for you all. Yo, YouTube went crazy today, yo. YouTube went crazy. I'm looking at the chat. I'm like, man, they was going crazy at YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's on YouTube right now. The viewers are definitely growing. But just to get y'all support, there's my YouTube channel. If you guys don't mind, you don't have to pay me anything. If you don't want to join the Discord, it's okay. But please at least subscribe to my YouTube channel. Support me in my endeavors as I grow in this space. And we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers on the channel. So thank you so much, everybody. Please tell a friend that we'll be here on Tuesday. We have a big interview, and I'll talk to you guys, and I'll see y'all at the top with me, not just from the top without me. Let's get it.